BCS, who's this?
This is Aaron.
Aaron, what's going on, man?
I got a tool for you.
All right.
I got Big Truck Guy, and he had a decal said, once you go big, you never go back.
That does sound like what we would expect out of BTG.
And the only thing that's big is his truck, I bet.
Always the thought process there.
Guy.
Thanks, Aaron. Big Truck Guy. Once you go big, you never go back. Bumper sticker on his truck. Unbelievable.
Big Truck Guy is a zoo, isn't he?
He really
is. I had a cousin who I don't talk to anymore. Not since I lived in Anchorage, Alaska, and I went to pick him up, and he dropped a Glock on my dashboard.
Well, he dropped a Glock.
Yeah, and just said, hey, dude, I got people after me. Let's get to my house. So I decided, you know what, this wasn't the kind of cousin I want to be around.
He was in the passenger seat with you, and he took a Glock out of his pocket and put it on the dashboard.
He wandered around the streets, Ben, for about 10 years before he finally grew up at the age of 32. It's unbelievable how stupid some people are and how long it takes for them to realize, you know what, this isn't the life that I want to have. This isn't very much fun.
Does everyone have the loser cousin? I know I do. I mean, seriously.
Or uncle. But you know what? He came from Big Truck Guy. That was his dad. This is not a joke. His dad, his name was Leon. He was bald up top, and he had the long hair in the back. He had the skullet. And he would walk around in Carhartts, Ben. And he would jump in a big truck, and after he got done pounding a beer, he would toss it in the back of his truck, in the bed of his truck with his other Keystone Light cans, and then get behind the wheel and take off.
I don't know why my favorite part of the story is that he's rocking Carhartts. Not that I'm anti-Carhartt. If you need them for work, you need them for work. But some guys like to wear Carhartts because they think they're stylish.
And here's a bomb for you. So get ready to hit that key. I'm going to try to say this in a polite way. But so when my cousin was born, the story goes, and they actually think this is funny. They tell everybody this. The story goes that Leon, when he saw his son, my cousin, for the first time, be born and come out of the womb, he said he sure does have a small thing, but those are some big-time Higdon balls.
No way.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit the button.
Fox Sports Radio, 6:30 a.m.
Oh, wow.
I'm ashamed that I'm actually related to some people in this world.
Well, I mean, you don't have to be ashamed of something like that because it wasn't within your control. I'd only be ashamed of something that is in my control.
We're looking at my cousin, who I just blasted here on the radio in the last segment. We're looking at his Facebook, right? Again,
it is a disaster area.
He is a total zoo. He's got 6 pit bulls, a couple ferrets he's taking pictures of. He's got his wife sitting there. She's got a whole of tattoos. She's about 4 bills. And he starts taking pictures. There's pictures of himself, of his new tattoos all along his side on his boiler, Ben. Sitting there in his tighty-whities with pictures of tattoos on his boiler. I kid you not about his dad either. His dad had like the chain wallet, going on. And he had the holes in the jeans. And he almost looked more like Hulk Hogan. I don't know if it was a full skullet.
Hang on, real quick. Start this description over here real quick.
Handlebar stash.
Uh-huh.
The chain.
Yep, the wallet, the chain wallet.
He had the big truck.
Yep.
He had a skullet. And he also would slam a beer before he jumped behind the wheel. He would say this to us. Hold up, before I get going, I'm going to crush a beer. I'm going to hit a beer before I hit the road. He'd slam a beer, throw the can in the back of his truck, and jump in. He had a greenhouse behind his home in Anchorage, Alaska, where he would grow weed.
Wow.
And he had a 4-wheeler, of course, full of tattoos. And, oh yeah, I forgot this part. How could I? He went through a pack a day.
Of cigs, of course. Basically, everything wrong in the world coincides with this one tool bag. Wow. Well, I hope you're happy. This is family for you. I'd like to have you, the Christmas, at the holidays up there. He comes in. I'm sure that's got to be fun.
You're so right, too. My aunt, she calls me recently, and she's like, so your cousin got off the meth. He's out of jail, and I think it straightened him up. He wants to take a trip to come see you. Yeah, I'm going to bring him down to Reno to hang out with my 10. Not happening.
He'd like to come stay with you at your house and just hang out with you. Yeah, I'd rather shoot myself in the face.
And they do. Parents of these kind of people, they actually do say, I'm big surprised that a tool would breed a tool, right?
Usually how that works.
But, every single time she tries to defend what he's become and says, well, he just didn't have the upbringing that you did. I mean, look at his dad. Look at him. He doesn't have a lot of things that you have. And I want to look at her and say, yeah, a brain.
Yes.
It takes a brain.
So by not having the proper upbringing, he had decided to do drugs, alcohol while driving, and cigs. All these vices he has to have. Not just one. He has to have every single vice going on at one time. Unbelievable.
Pit bulls.
And pit bulls.
Four-wheelers. Oh. Tattoos on the boiler. The wife's even rocking.
On the boiler. On the boiler.
Cigarettes hanging out, and he's taking pictures, get this, of his own moonshine that he makes. The guy makes his own moonshine. I mean, complete backwoods kind of people. I'm so glad I got out of Anchorage, Alaska.
Oh, man.
Nothing good about that place.
Some more tweets coming in. You can tweet into the show at Chris Ciarlo and at Ben Deach. Armando tweets in, I'll be in Boise this weekend, so chances are I will encounter some Golden Sledgehammer-worthy tools for next week. Jared tweets in, Shane has called a ton, deserves Black & Decker award, going from Golden Sledgehammer to Black & Decker, unprecedented, getting dumped here on the show.
That's true. I think today we have to bring back the Black & Decker award and go ahead and give that to Shane. I mean, Shane is like the Miami or the Florida Marlins at the time. But Shane has gone 97 Marlins, and after winning the World Series, just tanked the next year.
Had a fire sale the next year. Now,
he went from first to last, just like that, in 1 week.
Now, some callers would rather be winning the Silver and Black & Decker award than not winning anything at all. There is that. So maybe he'd appreciate that. I'm not quite sure when it comes to this. So we got a couple more minutes. If you want to call in, 333-9200 here on a Tool Tuesday.
Another tweet here, at Ben Deach, at Chris Ciarlo. Carhartts and trucks are a way of life in Alaska. I rocked the Carhartt and drove a truck in Alaska. Now it seems ridiculous.
Was that true?
It is true.
There are so many Carhartts up there.
Overalls, Carhartts. And no, we didn't live in igloos.
Oh, man.
But you do have a lot of drunks up there. I mean, it's every year it's one of the top places for suicide. And it's sad. It's sad what's going on up there in that
I remember seeing the History Channel piece on the states. They did a piece on every state. It was great. I thought it was good TV back when they actually showed history on the History Channel. Don't get me started on that. But they had, I was trying to think who they had from Alaska to talk. They had Jewel.
Jewel.
The singer
She's from
Jewel.
Alaska?
Yeah, she was in there with her messed up teeth.
Yep.
And she was in there talking about Alaska and how great it was, the countryside, and how she didn't really point out how she got the hell out of there.
Sarah Palin now is the leader of that state.
Yeah, that was taped before her, so that would have been who they would have wanted to go to.
That says it all about that state. If she's the most famous person to come from there right now, Sarah Palin.
How did they word it? I think they said that if Alaska or if Manhattan had the same amount of people per square mile as Alaska, there would be 30 people living in Manhattan. So it's the biggest state,
lots
but
of land.
There's no one there. It's just a whole bunch of mountains and snow and trees and daylight in the summer and darkness in the winter.
I don't get why God made that place, except for I think he intended it to be for oil. You have the pipeline up there. For hunting, great fish, great wildlife. But that was never intended to be a home for humans. No. Alaska. Let's give it back to Russia. I mean, it's not worth it.
BCS, who's this?
Hey, this is Rod M.
Rod, how you doing?
Great. We on the radio?
Yes, sir. What do you got for us?
Hey, I just moved back into town, and one of my good buddies, Mike C., I just heard him on the radio. I used to work with him, and he's always calling you guys, and we just got here. And we went to DMV today, and I have a toolette.
All right.
There was a lady sitting next to us today with her chaps on and complaining about how much it costs to register and driver's license and everything. And me and my wife were taking care of business, and she had a pretty good chip on her shoulder and an attitude, and she was complaining to the guy that he had an attitude. And he said, no, you're the one with the attitude. And she said, you don't want to call your supervisor over, I'll get you fired. And he said, well, if you don't calm down, I'm going to have to escort you out of this place. And she calmed down and got all done. And she goes, you have a nice day. She goes, oh, wait a minute, I forgot something. By the way, she goes, I need 2 license plates. And he goes, you need 2 license plates? And he goes, yeah. He goes, you lost both of your plates? And she goes, I did. And he goes, well, okay, let me check. She goes, I have handicap license plates. And it just cracked me up that she had a handicap license plate, and I thought she only needed one license plate for a motorcycle, but she was asking for a handicap license plate for her motorcycle.
Yeah, and she's too lazy to walk inside anywhere. That's what it is. She wants the front row seat. She wants that parking spot that's right next to every building. I see these people walking around who are not crippled, don't have a disability, and they have a license plate or that has the handicap sign or that sticker, that allows you to go anywhere. You think you should get VIP treatment wherever you go.